This will go on Raiju, so they cannot double block it. And this will pump, so there's more counters. We can attack with everything, basically. Man, this deck is so freaking brutal. Honestly, this is the most broken draw you could get. So, on the play, with Kumano into the Stormseeker. Oh, that hurts. Hello everyone, it's Sloth, and today we have a very special deck for anyone that wants to hit Mythic or wants to go as high as possible in Mythic in shortest time possible. So as you know, we tanked our rank like crazy with yesterday's experiment, and I wanted to get back into numbers as soon as possible. So we went with Gruul. There is a special reason this deck was chosen. Of course the win rate is high, but the games are super short, and that's the real secret to maximizing your rank, because we are all short on time, right? Especially on the grinding, which is not the most fun experience usually. With this deck, the games are like 4 minutes long on average. I actually probably had even shorter games, but we can absolutely maximize the win rate in given time. So we play total 44 minutes for 10 wins and 2 losses. We are at crazy 83% win rate in Mythic. All of the games were in Mythic. And as you can see, we have a lot of games that take like 2 minutes or even 1 minute. Our record is 23 seconds, and it wasn't random scoop. We just played our opening hand and our opponent said, "I'm out of here." And I said, "I understand." So as you can see, we went from 90% to 94 basically in below 1 hour. That's crazy, and in my opinion that is the best deck right now to ladder if like you want to maximize the win rate per hour basically. And yeah, that's the secret. Those are the matchups. I think the deck is pretty crazy, and for me personally it feels much stronger than Mono Red. It just feels more solid. In Mono Red I always felt that if I have bad draw, I'm just out of the game so much. With this one you have this green resilience basically, and Halana and Alena make sure that your endgame can be crazy if your opponent doesn't answer it. So with that being said, let's go into the deck intro. There's not much to talk about, so we will make it super short this time. Like, you know, you turn creatures sideways, right? And yeah, just a random thought, okay? I'm not going into any conspiracy, absolutely, but on play, we went nearly all games on play because we are aggro. I'm not jumping to conclusions, just saying this is the data. I was never so much on play while I was using this deck. So something to think about definitely. Alright, let's go into the deck list. Okay, so this is the deck. Of course, you probably have seen this one, but let's go through the strategy. You play creatures that are highlighted. Creatures first, burn spells later, and you turn them sideways. Okay, so let's go into the games. Kinda, that's the most of the strategy, honestly. But first, always use play with fire at the end, because you want to have consistent damage, and try to play around Beast Color, because that's the only creature that really benefits from, you know, playing around it. Halana and Alena and Raiju are of course good. Remember that Raiju puts the counter and the damage, and you can have modified creatures. This will be modified, so of course just put the counters on the creatures that don't have counters if you have the luxury to do so. Like those 1-2 damage extra might matter. Radha, Firebrand. This is extremely strong card because very often you will hit short that, and we don't have really good ways to answer it, except like maybe pumping with Halana and Alena. But when you pump this either with domain or any kind of effect like Raiju, Halana, Beast Color counters, whatever, this can make sure that not able to block, and that's enough to win the games usually, because they need to start killing your creatures after every attack phase. If they cannot, they lose. So this is one of the few things that you need, you know, to be smart about it. Rest of the deck basically plays itself. Remember to stack the triggers. You need to make this option in the options that you don't get auto-stacked triggers. So you can choose to always buff Halana and Alena first with either Stormseeker or whatever you will choose, or Raiju, whatever. Yeah, it's honestly mostly Stormseeker because they trigger after declaring attack. So you put extra power with the Stormseeker on Halana and Alena, and then you get additional counters. Those things super matter sometimes. Alright, that's the deck. Let's go into the games. Not much to talk about here. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe. Alright, we are going first. We have 1, 2, 3, so we are a great player right now. Let's show our skill to the opponent. Honestly, this is the most broken draw you could get. So on the play with Kumano into 2 mana play into the Stormseeker. Oh, that hurts. I feel bad in 2 ways because I know how broken my draw is right now. And oh right, we cannot play this one. That's actually important. I missed that we don't have the green mana. It wouldn't change our play, but Chick is actually a really good draw in this situation because we don't waste the counter. So I feel double bad because on one side, like I'm crushing this guy so far, and on the other side, I understand his deck more than I do for, you know, our deck. I was in this position much more than I was in this position. And I know how brutal this can be. Alright, so let's go with the Stormseeker, because we are continuing to be great at Magic. And we press the yellow button or the orange. So when you play this deck, you can actually think about the colors more than about the gameplay. Oh man. That's actually interesting play. I will still go with the land. Because if we top the land, we probably crush him absolutely. And if we don't, okay, I got the other side of equation, I guess. But we'll switch the Stormseeker. Yeah, we go like this. He cannot block the flying, he can block both of the other creatures. So this way we push the most damage. If we pump the Stormseeker or Kumano, he would just block this one. And as you can see, he blocks anyway. So right now we have a 5/4 trample haze creature for 3 mana. Seems nice. Seems nice. He definitely needs a sweeper. Like if he keeps point removing, there's nothing. Like he cannot keep up with everything. Oh man, it feels bad. I understand this guy so much. Man, we are just flowing through Mythic like crazy. Alright. We are starting to be a good Gruul player because we are on the play with Kumano faces Kakkazan. We definitely start with this one. This is such a big deal. After playing some Boros decks in previous standard, I've noticed that Kumano is just the reason the deck is so strong. Our opponent playing Tapland. Well, that's not a great magic. We need something better. So of course we play this one. We have a very small amount of red mana, so we will be able to cast 1 spell a turn, but with all this pressure, that's already so much damage. So much damage. So I think we should probably just keep pushing the damage, right? If he counters, then it means he cannot use a removal, and we just need to keep pressuring him. And if he doesn't have a counter spell, we basically got a free stuff. That's absolutely fine. Normally that would hit Kumano. So a little bit inefficient for us, but Cutdown is just a good card, so it will always be beneficial for the opponent. He decided to tap out. That's a strong decision. So right now we can go like this. I think we should... yeah, this is a Cutdown target. I think this is good enough. This way this cannot really block. Alright, there's a ward, but it's absolutely fine because he cannot trade anyway, so if he blocks, that's actually even better for us. And yeah, oh, I guess he might have the Populate, so if he plays white mana into the Populate, oh, alright, drag to the bottom, also no. Okay. So I think we're getting to the closure slowly. So this way, we can get it to 6. Me learning cards while I play. Sure, so if that's how it works, then we will use this. And this way, show that cannot block, and we say Smork. I actually didn't mean to attack with Halana and Alena, but I should. I just didn't notice how my cards work, but it doesn't matter because we play Gruul. Alright, our opponent goes first. We have the Painland, so that's really good. we'll be able to start with Kumano and go even harder from this. Our opponent showing how magic is easy with just on the play with turn 1 Delver, but I think it might not be enough, but we will definitely see. We need to hit lands. Like, we can play without the lands, but we are definitely pressured to do something. This will be 100% make disappear or the syncopate, because our opponent will never whiff in his life. So for this reason, I think I will play around syncopate at least. We cannot play around make disappear. If he has it, it's just perfect draw and there's nothing we can do. If that was a syncopate, we just dodged a bullet. Bullet, whatever. We dodged it. Alright, and he has impulse. Of course, it always flips on the first turn, and that's absolutely normal. Believe me, if you play this deck, you will never flip it for 7 turns. Alright, enough with this side. Our opponent is definitely with a lot of counter spells in his hand, but we need to raise him, and that shouldn't be the hardest. For this reason, we will probably play something slower, just to force him to answer, basically. We could go for the Iconoclast, but I will just go with this one, because this will grow, and it's a good target for counter spell. So in 2 turns it will be even higher. If we draw a land, okay, sure. There's nothing we can do about this one, but it means that one of those stayed. Normally it would be bounced. And our opponent is definitely digging. For him the problem is that he needs a bigger creature than the Aberration. Like, it won't win the game on its own, he needs something like Jin. But to be honest, if he gets it, we might be in some trouble. Alright, our opponent has... So we know he didn't have make disappear unless he just drew it. We are of course mana screwed, just to be sure that the game will be as hard as possible. And at this stage we just need to cast spell every single time and just hope it goes through. So with that being said, let's just smork some opponents and see if that's enough. That's definitely a lot of damage. Fading Hope is a thing. That's literally the worst block you can make. Okay, this one is actually decent. So let's see. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, with the trample, even that would... He will flip 100%? How is it possible? Guys, that was a whiff. Alright, so our opponent can deal 5 damage, we can deal much more. And he didn't have the answers in the end. Like, if he had Tolarian Terrors and stacked the graveyard, that would be so much better. We are going first. Let's see the draw. The draw is definitely decent. We are on the play, so insanely oppressive already. And that's what we like. I think there's an argument. Yeah, I understand this guy so much more than I understand my deck, basically. Man, this deck is absolutely plowing through the Mythic. Right, we are going first. This is pretty slow hand. Nothing has haste until turn 3. 1-drop kinda sucks. Things like this. Is it already? Yeah, sure. Why not? So I guess he doesn't like his hand, I would guess. That's the meaning. But he didn't mulligan, so that's kinda weird. Alright. I will keep play with fire for future. I don't think we need to be so crazy aggressive, and we will have spot at turn 4, most likely. Let's go with the Beast Collar and see if he gets perfect removal against it. If not, we should be in a great spot with Squee. Yeah. And even if it dies, we'll just attack with Squee and get some free value, I guess. This might be useful at some point for Okiba. Alright, so how do we do it? We cannot scale. Man, that's a bit rough. I think we go like this. The problem is that he will want to trade, I guess, but let's just keep attacking. You know, smorking seems to always be the best case. But yeah, probably the best block is here. I don't want to highlight, because there's a long time before we can get back the Squee. Well, I guess it pressures him a little bit, so it's still a hard decision, but I think Beast Collar is the best call. He's tapped out, so that's really convenient for us. Whatever he does, he cannot do like 2 things, remove 2 creatures this turn, so we are guaranteed to have more. Alright, that's some counters. We'll go with the squee. And the reason is that I don't want the cut down to hit it. And it's also a bit easier, like if he has something like March, you know, things like this. Okay, and it starts to trade with the Trespasser, which is also pretty nice. Alright. So I think I will play the green land. We need 4 mana this game anyway. Alright, so we probably attack like this, right? I think this is the play. Later we can use Radha or whatever, but we need haste on this one. I think we might trade double play with fire for Trespasser, I think. Well, let's try. We definitely want to go all in on this one. Or I just play with fire on this one and force him to make some bad decisions. You know what? Let's do it. I'm not exactly sure about the best way, but we produce 1 token every turn, so if he blocks like this, it doesn't really put him ahead. And if he trades with 1 of them, we have a clear board, and like his board is clear, but ours is like 3 creatures, so we don't mind it. And he's absolutely tapped, so he cannot swing the board in his direction this turn. He will have only 4 mana and nothing more. Alright, and he went for the Stormseeker. That's how much pressure we are doing, and those little goblins start to stack up really. You know, no meat hook. Makes a difference. And squee just became, thanks to this 1 extra counter, is so much easier. Like if that was a 2-2, that would be such an easy block, then he could attack and exile it. Alright, sure that. Definitely a thing. Definitely a thing. So let's keep attacking to pretend that we are trying to push the damage. I hope for a block. And I hope for not this block. It is what it is, but it means that we push more damage, right? So it's kinda okay. Definitely not what we would like. He probably knows about play with fire. I guess we will use... We have forest? Yeah, we have, so... It's a bit cheaper, it will be what? 6 minus 2, 4. Yeah, so we can play everything a little bit. This also means that he won't be able to block with Shroud. So, you know, some pressure. Definitely a target that he might want to remove. Also, even if he blocks, we will kill the Shroud. The problem is those 3 cards. He might have a lot of stuff in his hand right now. It seems that he has removal, it might be cut down, or Infernal Grasp, or March, but most decks don't play March from what I've noticed. Yeah, especially this one, probably because they have life gain from this a little bit. Okay, sorry. That's interesting start. Okay, that's a lot of life gain. I mean, sure, I guess. But it's not the most. Alright. Okay. So do we go play with fire right now? I don't think we do. I think we try to play... Oh, that's such a bad draw. That is really bad draw. Alright, I think, yeah, we are left with this one. So, what we will do is create a goblin, and then I think we go for the underdog. I don't want him to trade. It's really big tell what we have in the hand, but it is what it is. We need to pressure him as much as possible. So now he needs to waste Shrouded unless he wants to block the token, and in that case he's taking like a lot of damage. I mean, a lot of damage. Just click OK, just confirm, bro. No need to think about it. Everyone will be happy, just click the button. Nice. The button was created and clicked. Alright. So let's go with play with fire, of course. I think he was thinking about it, but you know, it is what it is. And no point in bluffing, in my opinion. Like, there is some small reason to bluff, but then we are tapped out, so he knows that we cannot play, even though we have 1 card, so it's small information, but not the biggest one. Alright, that's interesting. He went down to 6. Can we use the squee? Not really. Alright, so he got the card. That's a cheek. I think this is enough, right? This might be Infernal Grasp, but it's fine. Like, we will go there. Let's activate the ability, make this, and I think we won, guys. Again. The easiest deck in Mythic. Oh my god, I cannot believe how strong it feels. Alright, we're again a good player by being on the play. Let's go with the forest first. Joke, let's go for the mountain. We might draw a forest and then we don't need to pay 1 HP. It doesn't make a huge difference, but why not do the optimal play? We have to go for the Beast Collar. So it really depends. If he has play with fire into 1-drop, it's probably insanely good. If he has just a removal, it's bad. If he doesn't have removal and just plays something, I think we are the best in that case. Okay, and that's an Iconoclast. Alright. Okay, that's fine. That's kinda fine. So, do we go for the Monarch? Not really. I think the Stormseeker is the answer. This way both of the creatures are 3-3. Do we want counters already? We definitely go haste here. I'm just thinking, do we attack with everything? Yeah, I think we should be aggressive. Our creatures are a little bit better. If he kills Beast Collar, we still get a little bit of value. It might be enough to carry the game. And I really want to be on the aggressive side. Yeah, I think this is a little bit better what he did. This way, if he can kill the Beast Collar, the counters will be wasted. So let's see how good his draw is, because like he definitely has answers. Not sure if in the hand. Alright, so far so good. Packleader is absolutely fine for us. We are 15-15. That's a little bit scary. So do we go with the squee? Yeah, I think we need to embrace the red mana and just go absolutely crazy with all the creatures. He will probably trade because it's 1-drop for 3-drop, but we get additional value here. And we have enough value, I think, for the rest of the game that we won't be able to replay squee anyway. So we just trade card for card, and this is the leftover that can carry the game, hopefully. Oh, the counter hurts. The counter really does hurt. I guess we could kill it, but do we want to? We definitely play this. Oh, right, I need to pay HP. It's fine. Let's see, if the damage goes through, we can actually just kill him. Alright. So we could kill both of those creatures, and I honestly think this is the best. Oh, right, man, I'm a really good player. I nearly missed it. Like, sure. That would probably not be the best play, to kill his creatures while he's on 4 HP. You can even BM with this deck, you can keep the Scry while he's on 0 HP. That's double brutal for the deck. Yeah, we will go from there. So the idea for the turn is probably the Beast Collar. Our opponent has no untapped mana. It means that he cannot cut down a end step, which would be the worst case, honestly. And if Beast Collar can survive, we can get so much value out of this, and it seems that we will. Perfect. Alright. It has to be this, right? It has to be this. We miss a little bit of tempo, but we'll get it back on the future turn, I think. Do we want to trade? This will be a 4-4 next turn. I think we wait. Like, this color gives more value very quickly. And if he attacks, we might even trade with the Iconoclast. Like, I want to trade cards. Alright, but then we might waste the turn. Okay, never mind. I didn't do it because he has untapped mana and he might want to kill the Beast Collar. If we lose this one to trade, then the counter gets wasted. Okay? It seems that this is the case, but that's absolutely fine for us. Because this turn we are getting better Stormseeker with haste, and also next turn we get Kumano, so we are already ahead on the board. with 4 damage to the face. We definitely need to draw 1 mana. This is such a crucial. We can draw non-lands for 1 turn, but then we have to. Alright, that's annoying, but it's okay. Oh man, that's really brutal. So it's definitely Raiju, and the counter needs to go on the Raiju. Yeah, but that will be really strong. Okay, that's a cut down. We predicted it, kinda. I mean, let's go here. Both will be 4/4. So why not, right? Man, Raiju is so strong. It's insane. So he either takes 8 damage to the face, which in my opinion is a good choice from his side. He can even flip to nighttime if he has a lot of instants. No double white for the Emperor though. Not sure if that's intended or just he didn't get the draw that he wanted. But with double Raiju, man, it's so much damage. But he might double block. That's something we definitely have to consider. Alright, if we play this, it will be +3/+3, right? 7 on Raiju. I think that's okay. Alright, so we stack the triggers. First goes the Stormseeker. This will go on Raiju, so they cannot double block it. And this will pump, so there's more counters. This has first strike, so if we can attack with everything basically. Man, this deck is so freaking brutal. Like, it's not even funny. By the way, 2 damage just because we attacked. I still regret my starting commentary for this game. Like, that was so not funny. But the deck is pretty good though. Well, I mean, you go first, as always. Easy aggro. I cannot believe, like, it really feels a bit different when you play control decks. You are so often on the draw, and here I'm on the play nearly every game. I mean, let's keep attacking. The hand is not perfect, definitely. If we miss a land, we are in huge trouble. If we don't miss a land, it's okay hand, but not perfect. We have more perfect cards in our deck. So our opponent has some kind of removal, most likely. It should go to the Firebrand, if that's a cut down. Okay. Oh, that's interesting. That's really interesting. However, I don't think we have choice. We need to get rid of the underdog. I wouldn't play like this normally, but that's the only play we can make. I think we are slowly getting on the losing side because of the mana. I think we have at most 1 more turn. Like, we need to draw a land next turn. Otherwise, we are, I think, way too behind. Unless our opponent has like some kind of abysmal draw. Alright, that's a land. Not green, but it's okay. Like, we need to go full aggression, right? We have to. Squee is not perfect. Squee... Oh, right, but he cannot block. So what is the best sweeper they might have? Path of Peril? It won't hit the Monarch. So I think it's okay. And it will also make Cheek much easier to recast. So let's make a little Goblin Dude. And the older Goblin Dude cannot block. So if he casts Path of Peril, he doesn't kill Squee, and we can rebuild the board very easily, especially with the Stormseeker, and maybe even Halana and Alena. But I'm not sure what the sweeper is of choice. Maybe they don't have one, but then we probably win, right? They have to have some sweeper. They cannot keep up with so many creatures. 5 mana is definitely scary. If they discard a Titan or something like this, they don't run green, obviously, but you know, if. Okay, sure, that is probably the worst, in all honesty. And that's a Concealing Curtain, so it's even stronger. Okay, this is very, very strong draw. I think it has to be Halana and Alena, right? Yeah, I think this is the play. So we play this. We pump the Firebrand. Now we attack with everything, easy. We created Dude. And it has to be the Shorted. So this way Shorted cannot block. Man, it's so insane. Will he survive? I think he does, right? 2 HP.
That's unfortunate. He has one more turn, but still, I'm not sure if he has cards that can get him out of the speaker. That's super sus. You got it. Hurt me. I guess he won't. So of course he wanted the treasure, and that's completely understandable. Oh no, that's a Phoenix cheek. We sacrifice this one because we can get it back with counter, right? Yeah, if we really care. So this will be either Stormseeker or Beastcaller into the other thing. I mean, he has one red mana, so one remove. Okay, so maybe he has removal. It might be Vortex Surge. So if we target bad creature, he can get rid of the trigger. That's actually kinda interesting. For this reason, we are going for the maximum damage. Alright, so, yeah. I'm glad, because I didn't want to solve this puzzle, what targets what, so thank you opponent for just making it easier. Alright, we are great at magic again, so we are going for... Man, I have no idea, but it feels like when I'm playing aggro decks, like my draws are much better, and I'm usually on the play with some kind of perfect draw. And I'm not complaining, you know, but I'm just saying, seems to be difference. Alright, so do we play the chick next turn? We might. I think what... Oh my god, that's such a bad draw. Okay, so in this case, we need to push for the maximum damage. We don't really have the luxury to just play slow in this case. I would love to have haste on this one, but it is what it is. 3 Raiju, definitely not what we want. Okay, land. That's the first step. If I knew that we'll draw like this, I would play differently, but you cannot know. So let's attack and pray that the number below the face will get negative soon. What is it? How Skywalker? I don't know what exactly it is. It's definitely interesting. So, man, this deck is so lame. What kind of mana our opponent? He might have double white for the populate. Easy. No regrets. We just play creatures and the rest of the game is up to opponent. I'm playing like this because there's high chance we'll draw a land and then Raiju basically closes the game anyway. Oh man, like winning with this deck feels really bad. Alright, we are going first. Easy. We are aggro, so of course we are going first, right? Man, it feels weird because I never remember playing so much on the play. Alright, so let's go with this one. We want to stack the value. And next turn, if we draw a mountain, we can go with the Phoenix chick. If not, we just go Beastcaller most likely. Yeah, it's 1 blue. Yeah, I think this is the best. They might Fading Hope it. It seems they will. And that sucks kinda. But we'll just keep playing a lot of spells. I would really prefer to have additional mountains so we can double spell. Because that's how we overwhelm this kind of deck. Fading Hope on turn 1 definitely helps them quite a lot. Alright, we definitely play the land. And now we either go with the Stormseeker. Yeah, so we could also go for the 1-drop for the easier counter spell. I guess they might have Syncopate. But if they have it, then they have it, right? Maybe let's go with the Firebrand. They don't have good way to get rid of her. So it plays around Syncopate, not make disappear. Okay, and it is enough damage to basically force them to react. Like, it's good enough. It might also make Jin not be able to attack, to block, which is a big deal. Will be harder on Tolarian Terror because you need extra mana, but we can maybe make it work. Alright, no additional mana, that's not great. Let's keep pressuring. Even if they have counterspell, it's absolutely fine because they cannot use first for discovery. Yeah, and 5 damage on the face. 12 to go. It will be hard because we got stuck in the mana, they didn't. So they are starting to have a huge mana advantage. Moment they can play Jin and protect it, will be super hard turn. It might be this turn actually. Yep, and that's the 1 mana. So, okay, that's I think a decent draw. Draw, are you decent?
If that's Fading Hope, that's not great. And at this point, we can either try attacking. We don't have Stormseeker. So we have to play like this, I guess. So Beast Scholar into maybe Kumano or Beast Scholar. Okay, let's go for another Beast Scholar. It might be a Syncopate, but if it is, then it's fine. So our board is really wide right now. They cannot kill us in one turn. Impulse. Not what you would like to see, but it is what it is. So the next turn, if we draw a land, we play Chick into domain Firebrand, so the Jin cannot block, and that's a lot of damage. As you can see, they are trying to dig. I think Tolarian Terror would be a really good draw for them. Let's hope we don't see it. They cannot really attack, but they also won't be able to block, so that's good. Oh, I think the biggest problem will be Fading Hope on Radha, because that's basically nullifies our full turn. And with so much Cardo, there's high chance they have it. They have 4 Fading Hopes. They use 1. Okay, so it's Tolarian Terror there. I guess it's kind of fine. And they went with the aggression because they know they cannot block. Alright, we cannot pump it in any way. We cannot. If we use this, we cannot target anything, so that's not really great. We don't die next turn. Alright, so let's pump with maximum creatures, basically. So the Beast Scholars are as huge as possible. This is our play. Kumano is not a creature, so let's keep it as a surprise. We don't need more blockers. Let's just attack like this. That's the best attack we have. That's 9, 10, 12 damage. I'm not sure if they are good at math. Yeah, that's probably the best they could do. The problem is that we knew about it. We knew about it so much. It doesn't matter, so let's go for the cheek. I mean, whatever. Let's put 2 here. And that's why we didn't play Kumano as well, because we gave him the wrong information and that killed him. Easy.